ICON FJ40 Old School Review, New Tech, Vintage Aesthetic. It's remarkable to consider Jonathon Ward started the ICON brand more than a decade ago. Initially beginning with his Toyota Landcruiser restoration shop, TLC, Ward has since transformed his business to include the production of hand-built custom vehicles from the ICON FJ and Bronco to the one-off Derelict and Reformer projects. With over 125 FJs and nearly 50 Broncos completed and delivered to customers, he's proven that there is a successful business model to pairing classic styling with modern tech, even if the price tag is out of reach for most buyers. It had been a while since we'd last checked in with Ward. The last time was behind the wheel of his then new Bronco in 2011, so when we heard he had created a new version of the ICON FJ, we headed down to his shop in Chatsworth, California, to view it in the metal. Called the Old School, the latest ICON FJ is essentially the same engineering and evolved mechanical wrapped up in a more traditional aesthetic design, Ward says. There are a few reasons why ICON is now offering this package. In part because Ward is constantly tweaking and changing, but also because of the desire of many of his clients to maintain a lower profile. I was yearning to do a more retro take on it, he told us. Also, the market was more and more interested in under the radar as much as possible. The package will be available on the entire ICON FJ line, including the base FJ40 seen here as well as the FJ43, extended wheelbase, FJ44, 4-door, and FJ45, 2-door truck. We were curious why Ward didn't offer something like this from the start, but he explained that it was initially necessary to demonstrate that his vehicles weren't just a restoration or lightly modified. Mechanically, the ICON FJ models, were such a different approach that I felt the modern, industrial aesthetic that I developed for it was necessary to get people to understand it was something different. Those familiar with the Toyota FJ40 models will be able to easily spot the design cues inspired by the originals, from the white headlight bezel, to the stainless windshield frame and hood hooks, to the rear tire carrier. The front and rear bumpers are painted in a silver hue inspired by the original, but are powder-coated and then clear-coated to discourage scratching. There are a few modern-looking components on the exterior, namely the LED headlights and taillights. But the headlights in particular have been redesigned to fit in with the vintage look. The ICON badging on the exterior is still there, although much more subtle than on the standard model. Perhaps our favorite exterior design features are the original style forged aluminum wheels and original hubcaps that really complete the vintage look. Jumping inside, Ward has given the interior the same old school treatment with a completely redesigned dash. While the components made by ICON are designed to match the aesthetic of the original FJ, they are designed and built to a much higher standard. For example, take the 5 knobs in the center of the dash. The original pieces are made from plastic, but Ward had them recreated using machined aluminum and created new logos for knobs like the AC that didn't exist on the originals. The same goes for the gauge panel. The aesthetic of the original is there, but the gauges are created using modern components and manufacturing processes. Ward also completely redesigned the seats in leather with an elephant grain inspired by the early Landcruisers. While the interior of ICON's Old School FJ is appropriately Spartan, it does come with quite a bit of tech, albeit well hidden. A compartment concealed in the center console contains a reverse camera, Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth, voice-to-text, satellite radio and a CD player. The disguised nature of the tech means it doesn't ruin the vintage feel, so we imagine only the most hardcore purist wanting it taken out.